This episode of Capes and Lunatics is brought to you by Tweaked Audio. Get awesome headphones, go to tweakedaudio.com and use the coupon code Southgate to get 30% off, free shipping, and a lifetime warranty. Or you can get there through the link on our website, southgatemediagroup.com.
This is Luca Perich, and you're listening to the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
Burn. Burn.
That's right, baby. Burn, baby, burn. We're back. Another week. The Nightwing news. I am Phil. Joining me as always is...
I'm Kristen. Hello.
And we're back with some more Chuck Dixon Nightwing issues from 1996, right? No, 97.
97.
Yes, because we're covering tonight.
Right along.
We're covering 8, 10, and 11 from May, July, and August of 1997. Always got to go with the branding.
Oh, you're fixing your TV.
I'm all about the branding these days. You know, the Nightwing news on the Capes and Lunatics podcast.
You need to get a t-shirt, Phil.
What?
You need to get a Capes and Lunatics t-shirt.
I do have one. I mean...
Yeah?
I probably need a new one because it's kind of fading a little bit because I've worn it so much and like washed it so much. I mean, it's been years, but just years of wear and tear.
Yep. Not the upgrade.
Mm-hmm.
Upgrade. You're it.
So, again, I don't think no new news.
No, I mean, maybe not this Wednesday, but next Wednesday there'll be a new Nightwing.
Yes, I believe, yes. Next week, I think, yeah. It's been a while.
Yeah, it has. You're right. It has.
Oh, and I mean, not Nightwing related, but Bat related. I'll have to let me double check. I think is it this Wednesday? Let me check Diamond, but I believe again, if it's not this week, it's next week also. The Catwoman 80th anniversary issue's coming out finally.
Oh, yeah, maybe. Yeah, you're right.
All right, I'm on Diamond. Let's see. The week of June 3rd, we've got Action Comics, Aquaman. Oh, that's weird. Like, one or two of the DC things didn't show up in my store last time, so. Oh, I'll have to double check with my guy, but I mean, if you like Catwoman, I believe the regular issue's coming out this week, Catwoman 22, and then also the 100-page 80th anniversary special.
I wonder if Robin will appear in any of those, or if it'll just be Catwoman and Batman. Or, I mean, how many Batman will appear in? I mean, they can tell Catwoman stories without Batman. They haven't.
I'm sure Batman will be in some of them at least, yeah.
Well, yeah, definitely. I just think it'll be interesting if he's in all of them.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Again, they have like, I guess, what is it? Maybe the different decade variant covers.
Yeah, they do, yeah.
Look, they even have a 66 cover.
Yeah, I know. That's pretty jazzy. Pretty jazzy.
But yeah, if these all get to the store this week, there's a Detective Comics. There's lots of Batman coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Detective Comics. Let me look this up because I think... Oh, and then if Shazam comes out this week, there's a Batman guest appearance in Shazam this week too. So lots of Batman this week.
Batman's busy.
Oh yeah, they know what pushes units, right?
Clearly.
And then I think, like we said, I think Nightwing 71 is next week.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, should we dive into these issues?
I mean, the really juicy one is 10.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we'll get into that. I see lots of symbolism and stuff in that, yes.
Yeah.
Smacks you over the head with it. All right, so, but first we're...
yeah. In 8, it's a little more of actual smacking in the head.
Oh,
this is where Blockbuster is revealed.
Yes, Blockbuster is revealed to be the big power behind, everything that's going on in Bloodhaven right now.
Yep. And you do have some pretty good...
Oh, yeah.
Clips and stuff.
That 2-page spread, yeah.
Get out of the way. Mm-hmm.
I mean, for those of you who don't know, Blockbuster is basically like the size of the Hulk. Maybe not as strong, but... pretty close, and it used to be there used to be an original Blockbuster. What was it? Mark Desmond, I believe.
Mark Desmond.
Yes, and he died, and this is his brother Roland, who after Underworld Unleashed made a deal with the devil Neuron to, he was upgrading all the villains' bunch of villain powers in the Underworld Unleashed, so he gave Blockbuster an IQ enhancement, if you will.
Oh, okay.
Because I think he used to be like his brother, like, oh, I will smash you, but now he can actually...
Yeah, the original Blockbuster was not very smart.
Yeah, I don't think this one was much brighter, but yeah.
That's how they defeated him.
So thanks to Neuron, he actually has an IQ now.
Yeah, which makes him extra dangerous.
So we didn't...
I was
going to say, we didn't cover 7, but Dick basically figures out it's Blockbuster and then goes to confront him at his home.
Well, because he doesn't realize... I mean, this is his first run-in with this version of Blockbuster, right? So he doesn't realize that he's both really big and really smart?
I mean, yeah, for all intents and purposes, this is his first appearance. But they later retconned, what was it? I think it was like the Grayson, one of the Grayson annuals where they did like a flashback. I think Batman and Robin, back when Dick was Robin, Batman and Robin were chasing down, I forget if it was this Blockbuster or the last one, but it's...
Oh, no, the original, Dick was around when the original Mark Desmond Blockbuster was in.
But I thought they did like a retcon flashback where it's like, oh yeah, Superman helped us catch Blockbuster.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, because I think Dick even threw out the line. It's like, oh, can you imagine if he had brains to match his brawn or something?
Yeah, I think that was all in the original version. I think maybe they just reminded us of it after this, because of course it's two different brothers. The original one was Mark.
Yes.
And now this one's Roland. I don't know. I feel like issue 8 is actually mostly good for the art of Dick flipping around a lot. Like it's a very acrobatic issue.
Oh yeah, because Blockbuster's trying to basically crush him, punch him, and he's throwing like a couch at him. Yeah, Dick's just dodging out of the way.
Yeah.
Your mentor, the Bat. Your mentor, the Bat, has sent you here to claim Bloodhaven for your own. As though you were a prince, but you will never be a prince.
Yeah, I feel like it's really a more important... it's important for introducing us to Blockbuster, but then it's a more important visual issue, just showing us how good he is at fighting and some of his developments.
But yeah, just like his page, this page, like where he's jumping around and, hit and run. I love that. Even hits Blockbuster with the taser. But yeah, gets Dick again.
Because really, I felt like not a ton happens aside from... Okay, we meet Blockbuster, but then it's also setting us up for some future things with that annoying dude.
Well, okay, what's your thoughts on this? Like, Blockbuster's choking Dick out and he starts like, hallucinating Bruce, basically. He's remembered Bruce telling him, sending him to Bloodhaven to find out where the 21 dead bodies came from. And it's like, I'm counting on you to find the killer. Don't fail me. Do you think Bruce said that? Don't fail me? I don't think so.
No, I'm sure not. No. No, because we know what's Dick's greatest fear. Mm-hmm. A fear that I would think, honestly, many of us share.
And I don't even think it's just failing Bruce. I think it's just failing everybody.
Yeah. I would say he probably worries the most about failing Bruce. Mm-hmm. But, yeah.
But, yeah, the scary part, Blockbuster would have killed Dick here, but, because he passes out, but Soames has a gun, though. Blockbuster's head.
Yep.
But yeah, he's got packing some big ammunition, saying I think some of these would take out, even slow you down. He's like, you're making a mistake. The youngster, you kill him and his Gotham partner takes an interest. It's like, yeah. Should be like, yeah, not only will the Batman, you kill Nightwing, not only is Batman going to get involved, I bet you Superman we'll get to that later, but, Superman's going to show.
I think he's mostly worried about Batman, but yeah. I don't know, it's kind of one of those things, like, it's like in Batman 66, the villains catch Batman and Robin, and they could easily just shoot them in the head and be done, but instead, they're like, let's have an elaborate death trap that they might be able to get out of. That's basically what's happening here. Blockbuster could pretty much kill Dick, and then he's like, no, let's have an elaborate death trap that doesn't point at me.
Well, yeah.
It's the doesn't point at me part, but it kind of reminded me of, the 66 show.
Yeah, because Blockbuster thinks about it. And he's like, oh, he needs to die here. So I guess they just drop him on some street, and Dick wakes up surrounded by this biker gang.
Well, I mean, Blockbuster pays the biker gang.
Oh, yeah.
Because then at the end, he's like, you failed me, and he
drops a building on them.
Yeah, so...
But yeah, you're right. I mean, it's just a lot of fighting in this issue, but yeah, I love, like you said, the art is great. It's just like, like Dick, like vaulting over this motorcycle. And...
Yeah, and in this one, I mean, even though it's the same artist, right? Yeah, Scott McDaniel, this one was easier for me to keep track of. Like, there wasn't, I don't know, there was more contrast, I think. It wasn't so many just black on yellow.
Yes.
It was easier for me to see what was going on.
But yeah, just this Powell hoods. Dick is standing up.
Yep.
Nobody's taken on the loners and walked away. We would take you on as a prospect. He's like, yeah, no thanks.
Yeah, for real.
But yeah, no, this Tad guy, basically the neighborhood vigilante, thinks he's cleaning up the neighborhood, but he's just doing more harm than good because he had this homeless guy asked Dick for money, and he gives him a $50 and says, here, it's enough to get a meal and a hotel room. He's like, shower and shave. If you come back tomorrow, sober and shaved and everything, he's like, we'll see about getting you more and helping you out.
I know, and then Tad has to ruin it all.
Yep. Tad doesn't have his head screwed on straight. So yeah, he beats the guy. I mean, I don't know how bad, but there's blood all over the place.
I'm pretty sure bad enough that he's not going to be coming back in the morning.
Oh yeah, he says, I see you here again, and there'll be real trouble. But yeah, then the issue just ends with Blockbuster. Yeah, showing his disapproval with the gang. So I guess he meets them in a warehouse, and yeah, he takes out the pillars and just drops the building on them.
Yep, by counting 1 to 10. Boom.
That's a weird car. It looks almost like a hearse with like a big, I guess, roof over the
to
back.
fit Blockbuster in it. It has to be a special model. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying, kids. He's almost like Hulk size. So.
Yep.
All right.
But this one's where it's at.
I was going to say.
This one is.
Kristen's chomping at the bit to get to Nightwing 10. Let's get
Well, this one's the one. I mean, I really don't have as much to say about 8 or 11, but there's so much to say about 10.
Oh, yeah.
It's very uneven.
Yeah. So, yeah, Nightwing 10.
He's gassed by Scarecrow, and he's having, like, a hallucination, I guess?
Yeah. I mean, because, because the Scarecrow usually brings out, like, your worst fear, so it's like...
hallucination, and so it has kind of morphed his life into, like, a bad sitcom, or, like, a bad, a movie. I mean, it feels very, like, movie-like or something.
And it seems like he's married to Donna Troy.
Yep. Which that was because when as I said, I wasn't reading this in real time. I came back and read it later. So after I already knew that he had, gotten together with Barbara and stuff. Yeah. So when I first read it, that kind of surprised me that he was married to Donna, because I don't think there was ever, and I've gone back and read, Teen Titans and New Teen Titans. There's never any indication that he and Donna ever were romantic. But then later on, I think they picked Donna because of
I think she
what happens at the end.
Yeah, I think she represents the Titans. I mean, we'll get more at the end, but I think she represents that, the Titans more than herself,
Right, and plus also having Donna with Roy at the end makes more sense than the other way. Like, it wouldn't make sense with Barbara.
So he goes out to get the morning paper and almost gets hit by the newspaper by the delivery boy JT.
Yep. And then it turns out he lives next door to Bruce. So Bruce is crushing it, but pretty not as rich apparently as he is in real life.
It's just because look at the nice house Bruce has, and Dick's house looks like it's falling apart.
I know, but I mean that's still no Wayne Manor.
Yeah, I know.
So. And then you see Selena come out.
Mm-hmm.
And, and Bruce is, like, so shady looking, too. I mean, doesn't he just look like...
Oh, look at that grin, yeah.
I know. I mean, he looks like he's so punchable. Like, his face, he's just one of those, like, smarmy guys.
And
but, of course, this is a nightmare.
And, I mean, this whole thing with, like, Selena getting in the car, I mean, how suggestive is that panel with the gear shift? I mean... that?
Yeah, dang. I didn't even know that, but yeah. And then she's like, haven't seen Don. And he's like, well, we're kind of, she's like, yeah, shame, whatever. She's like, not really interested.
Yeah. Yeah, so Bruce goes to work, dropping Selena off the club, and Dick goes back in the house. The kids are eating.
And then we find out they have some kids.
Yep.
And his kid's name is Skip, which, like, no. Dick would never really name his kid Skip. That's a terrible name.
Did you see Mr. Wayne's new car? It's so cool. But yeah, then you see a shadowy figure saying, what are you afraid of? You know, trying to figure out his fear.
Yep.
So I guess what?
This is your stop. Okay, then he goes to some random, wherever, like, computer place he works. And, of course, this part I really find interesting. So, for starters, his boss's name is Mr. Kerr. You know his first name's Joe.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Joe Kerr. And then he's like, hey, can you show the ropes to this new guy, John Paul Valley?
Uh-huh.
Because, yeah, of course, you kind of think about it. Yeah, I mean, Dick didn't directly show John Paul Valley the ropes, but who was Robin? Who worked with Bruce for so long? Dick. Then who got pushed away? Because the reason they need a new supervisor is because Bruce moved up to some other job. Dick should have been in line for that promotion, but now he has to train. Yeah, I mean, that's, like, very clearly.
Well, yeah, I mean, look at this line the Joker says. He's your new immediate superior.
Right. Right.
And that's Mr.
But, I mean, that one, I think, like, really is... I don't want to say that one's my favorite, because it's a weird thing to have a favorite about in this, like, very depressing thing. But that one is the one that I think is, like, the best, like, the truest one. The thing that... And I realized that, you know, I think people have talked about it before. It wasn't necessarily that they didn't want Dick to fill in for Bruce. They, you know, it was the early 90s and people were like, Batman should be crazier and he should kill people and stuff. So they were like, okay, punks, let's give you what you want. And then everyone was like, oh, you were right. I don't want that. And so you had to have a new character do that. You couldn't have Dick come in and do that. But yeah, but I do like that they put this kind of stuff in because it makes sense for the character. He would obviously be really hurt that Bruce didn't. Because, like, that's one of those things. Like, you shouldn't make that decision for someone else. You shouldn't say, oh, I figured, you know, like, you were too busy and you wouldn't want to. You should ask me so that way I could evaluate it myself.
Yeah, although you could also say, you know, Bruce was laying there with all injured. You could be like, oh, it's all on painkillers.
Right, yeah. But anyway, that's why I think that one's the best one, because I think that is, of all the things that appear in this thing, I think that's the one that hurts him the most.
Oh, yeah.
And is one of the most recent. And so every time I read this one and I get to that page, I'm like, ooh.
And then Tim,
and I feel sad for him. And
then Tim comes over.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And Tim comes over. And of course he has, like, Tim showed me up in front of Valley. I don't think that, like, necessarily happened No, right. So but, you know, I do think, again, although sometimes, honestly, what's funny is sometimes I think that this is a concern more of fans of the Robins versus the actual Robins themselves. I mean, granted, the Robins themselves are characters and they're fake, so they don't care. But I think sometimes fans of the Robins are like, the new Robin comes along and they always have to end up showing up the Robins that came before them. That's so annoying.
Well, I think
I know we sometimes...
Yeah, what I was going to say, I just think the big topic here, the whole thing with Jean Paul Valley and Tim, I think is just Dick's fear of, you know, oh, Bruce didn't pick me to take over because he didn't think I was good enough.
Right, because I'm a failure.
Yes.
Right, but I also feel like this page kind of encapsulated a lot of Nightwing's fans that they were like, don't let Tim be better, because I mean it's hard for me to evaluate if it's really true, because, you know, we're Nightwing stans. Mm-hmm. So, of course, we're not totally evaluating. But sometimes it does feel like they let Tim... It depends on the book, because it's not universal. You know, a lot of times when you get over into the Titans Young Justice crossovers and stuff, you know, it's still more shining. But anyway. But yeah, that's why I think the whole, like, Tim showing me up, I feel like that's a concern that fans have more than... But anyway, then Donna says she's going to work.
Sure, yeah, because...
So then Dick is like, okay, let's go, kids. And Donna isn't at work.
Yeah, because she works at this fast food place. Yeah, Dick brings the kids in, and the kid behind the counter is like, yeah, she's not here tonight. She's not scheduled. And and for some reason, Dick just keeps hearing, I guess, like train on track noises, clickety clack, clickety clack. Oh, okay, we'll get there.
Yep.
But then I guess they showed Dick at work, and he's like crying to Mr. Kurtz.
Mr. Kurtz like, get out of here.
Get your sorry butt out of my department.
Yeah. And then it's kind of funny how he walks past Ivy and Penguin.
I know, like
who are living together.
Penguin's just like in a kiddie pool.
Yeah. And then he comes home and finds out Donna was cheating on him with Roy.
Oh yeah, did you see the van out front? Speedy TV repair.
Yeah. And so Donna with the time. But this I also think it makes sense since his wife is cheating on him with Roy. It makes sense for it to be Donna since Donna really did date Roy for a while.
Yeah,
makes sense.
Yeah.
His brain. Also, didn't he kind of pass the Titans on to Roy for a hot minute?
Yeah, well, yeah, I don't think it was kind of his choice. I think the government kind of stepped in, and since Roy had like worked for like Checkmate and stuff, I think they made Roy leader. So
okay.
That's what I'm saying.
That was right around.
Because I don't know.
That was right around the time Roy went to Arsenal, right?
Yeah. Because I don't know if Donna and Roy were even dating at this point, but I think that this whole thing is just him, his insecurities because Roy took over the Titans, as he was leaving and stuff.
Right, yeah. No, I think Don and Roy, if in continuities where they dated, it was like way back when they were kids.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, I think it was.
But yeah.
I think it was that. I just thought it kind of makes sense in two ways.
Yeah.
Like if Donna's his wife, to have Roy or cheating on him with Roy because that's who she did actually date Roy, not on. And then then
she represents the Titans to him. Yeah. Clickety clack, clickety clack.
Yep, a fear that drives you.
Yeah, we just get a montage of everything, and
then it's Alfred. He's
like Bruce Wayne's secretary or assistant.
Yeah.
Because Dick goes to see.
President.
Dick goes
to go in.
Dick goes to see Bruce Wayne, and Bruce, I need help. My job.
And then Bruce gives him like the most anodyne, cheesy, motivational speech ever. Oh, it's all about believing in yourself. Oh, please.
Yeah.
Not that old crap again.
Then Bruce says, "Let me demonstrate." Alfred sends Skippy in.
And Skippy, his random kid.
He's like, "What's Skip here mean to you?" "Well, he's my son, my first child. I'd do anything for him." Bruce says, "Prove it," and throws Skippy out the window. Yep. "Only you can save him, Dick." Yeah, Bruce pushes him out the window too. You never know.
But somehow Dick doesn't die.
Well, it's a dream, but yeah.
Well, yes, but Skippy dies in the dream.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Skippy, of course, also isn't real.
Yes. But meanwhile, the paper boy's down there. Looks like you blew it, Mr. Grayson.
What does that stand for? Jason Todd, and he's a skeleton.
That's right.
Like, But I also think it's kind of, emphasizes how Dick feels like a failure because it's like, what does Skippy mean to you? Well, he's my son, my first child. I'd do anything for him. But Bruce is like, didn't pick him to, take his place after John Paul Valley. And what do you see?
Well, I just wonder if the kid thing and even, Jason shows up. It's just Dick, Jason already died, is this just like his insecurities? Like, oh, what if something happens to Tim and I'm not there or something? Or
well, and I think Jason pops up because he feels like he failed Jason.
Oh yeah, even though he was nowhere,
Right.
I don't think he was even on Earth at the time.
No, yeah, he was off. He was off planet.
Unless he thinks he should argue with Bruce harder, but you couldn't handle a 19-year-old getting shot, so you drafted a 13-year-old. So. Yeah,
but he drafted Dick when he was 8, so.
Yeah.
Wah, wah.
We see, Dick's
and
just
it is revealed, which we kind of suspected all along, because we know these things aren't true, that Scarecrow's involved, and then it's revealed, the clackety-clack, they're on a train line.
Yeah, he has them right on the train tracks. Like, come on, baby, tell the Scarecrow gets under the skin of big bad Nightwing. And he's like, what do you see? I see you crane in a tiny, tiny cell in Arkham for the rest of your life.
Dun, dun!
Decks him.
To be continued.
Oh, he gets mad at the
that
end.
One's a good.
Yeah.
What?
He gets
that
mad.
one's a good. That one's a good one. That's
oh yeah.
Really good one. Stuff, and then we get on to 11, which kind of ties it up, but almost kind of doesn't. I mean, because the Scarecrow's not that involved in it.
It kind of. Well, yeah, because I mean,
it's like Soames grabs the Scarecrow now. Well, it's okay. So they must have contracted with the Scarecrow to get Nightwing, right? And then.
Oh yeah,
Nightwing ties him up.
Oh yeah, I think what was it? Soames, I think hired.
Yeah, and then Soames comes in.
Yeah, Blockbuster's like take care of it, so Soames hired Scarecrow and Scarecrow film.
Right, and so then he leaves him
tied up in Soames' apartment. Yeah,
got more Dick running through.
Oh, is a warning too. Yeah, because he says he made me talk. Dick put a sign on Scarecrow. Be very afraid.
Yeah, so he knows.
Told him what? Everything.
Then he goes home, and then he's trying to be quiet, but he's tired and messed up. And way to go, Ninja Master! He hits the table and knocks. I guess it's books he knocks over.
Is that books or?
I don't know. DC Talk, is that a CD?
That's I don't know. I don't know if they. Yeah, I don't know if there's CDs or VHS tapes or something there. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true. DC Talk might be a CD. I feel like that might be a band. But then The Guardian or something, that could be a book or a movie. I don't know.
Yeah.
But also, I just love this because it looks like Dick is wearing little white slippers in there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because, Clancy's at the door, and he's like, he's still fighting off the gas.
So somehow he manages to take his costume. Well, this is a pretty good scene. He manages to both take his costume off and grab his sheet simultaneously.
Yeah, because he's like, the bed hasn't been slept in. He's like, yeah. As he's
acrobatic.
As he's pitching his boots and stuff into the closet.
Yep. Boom.
Yeah, Clancy's like, I got cranberry muffins. Love them, don't you? And he's like, yeah, I love them. Thinking, yuck.
I don't know, cranberry muffins sound pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously Dick doesn't like them.
But yeah, Soames goes to Redhorn, tells him what happened. And so Redhorn's like, I can't help you. You're on your own. I'll give you a 12-hour head start. Maybe I owe you that much. I have to cover myself if that masked whack job takes you down.
And Dick's freaking out. And somehow it seems like his bed has ended up in his kitchen.
I guess he has an open floor plan, but yeah.
I guess. Or the apartment's really, really tiny.
But yeah, Clancy's going to make him some tea, but he's hallucinating. All of a sudden he sees Two-Face shooting at him. I'm sorry. 2 shots. Okay.
So then she leaves him alone.
Well, she's like,
somehow we got clothes on.
Well, she's like, you're burning up with, you got a fever, and he's like, I don't feel good. She's like, you lie down and sleep, and I'll check on you later. He's thinking, it's the residual effect of the Scarecrow gas. He has hoping he can sleep it off.
Yep.
But then
Soames meets up, kills some of Blockbuster's dudes.
Yep, because they're like, he thought I was gonna meet with Mr. Desmond himself. They're like, yeah, he's preoccupied with other problems. I'm a problem though.
Yep.
So yeah, big shootout, and Soames kills the 3 guys. Then Clancy comes back to check on Dick, but he's gone.
Dick's back to check on Scarecrow.
Yeah, because he's tied up in front of the TV. You seem testy, Dr. Crane. I've been the captive of 10 hours of daytime television.
Yeah, 20. Probably a lot of bad commercials. Dick slips away, but who is that?
Well, yeah, because the cops are...
Those are Redhorn and his cops. Right?
Yeah, because as they're busting in, Dick dives out the window. I love this. He's like thinking Crane's going to take the long way back to Arkham.
Yep. And then Soames doesn't have the arms of the law wrapped around him now, so he has to go back to Roland Desmond. And here we see, I assume we kind of got some of this piece together in other issues, but he says he's done some detective work. There's only one place to meet Blockbuster where he's at a disadvantage: St. Anthony's Home for the Aged.
Yep.
Which is, we find out, where Roland's mother is living now. And she is very old.
Oh, yeah, she's in a wheelchair and everything. Yeah. Although she's smoking like a fiend, though. Look at all that smoke.
I know. It's like coming out her nostrils and like all looping around.
She's breathing like...
At first I thought it was some kind of extra veil, but yeah, now I see that. Yeah, it's all this smoke.
She's like breathing like a dragon.
Yeah, but I thought that was some good detective work that he knows.
Yes, but
this is where.
Yeah, Soames says Blockbuster gunpoint, and Blockbuster. I love. He's like, I'm sorry for this disturbance, Mother. This man is a former associate. He is soon to retire.
Yeah.
If this Nightwing character got you that spooked? Yep. I thought you'd cover me. Get me out of the haven. I feared the interest... Alright, most important line of the issue. I feared the interest of the Batman. As it turns out, this Nightwing is just as dangerous. Thank you.
Yep. Struck at the foundation of my operation. Something I would not have thought possible.
But he can only tie me the illegalities through you. A living, breathing you.
Boom! In Nightwing pops.
Yep, through the window. Did I miss anything?
And then Desmond's like, alright, this is getting to be too much.
Oh yeah, because he got
time for some distractions. So, of course, as bad guys are wont to do, he's like, okay, my goons start shooting up old people.
Well, yeah, he's got 4 goons, and Dick's like,
and they're at a nursing home, so
yeah, because Dick's like, I wasn't thinking straight because of that gas, but he's like, yeah, so they threaten like some elderly people, so it's like, okay, Soames or the elderly? He's like, well, Soames doomed himself, so
I gotta save the elderly, so he knocks out the goons, so they can't.
He's trying to do it quick, yeah. But yeah, he's like, because he dives out in the hall and he's like, I know it's gonna happen as soon as I leave the room. Soames' big magnum fires 4 times.
Yep.
It's cut off by a roar that shakes the floor and rattles the windows.
Back in and Soames is shot. Well, Roland's shot.
Then they sound like when you twist a drumstick off a turkey, only amplified 100 times. But yeah, Dick comes in, Soames' neck is turned around. And Blockbuster's bleeding from the chest.
Yep. And I mean, he does have a point. I mean, yeah, he killed him, but
well, yeah.
I mean, Roland Desmond would get. I mean, the talent Bloodhaven's super corrupt, but Roland Desmond would also get off on self-defense anyway because the guy shot him 4 times, and he just.
Oh yeah, that's what he says. He's like, what?
Yeah, no, I know, but I mean, like, he's actually not lying at this point.
No. Yeah, no, because he's like, you can't take me in. A man wanted by the police threatened myself and my aged mother. I have sustained serious gunshot wounds. Would anyone question this was self-defense?
Right. I mean, like, even in a place that's not as corrupt as Bloodhaven.
Yeah, there would at least be reasonable doubt. Yeah.
That's self-defense.
Yeah.
And then you get the final page that's wild, which is the medics come in and
yeah, they think they're carting away a dead body,
and it turns out Soames is still alive. And that's the end. They leave you in suspense.
Oh yeah, crazy.
Yeah, and you know what was on the back? Do you have this advertisement on the back of your number 11?
Oh yeah, because I have the original issue. Batman and Robin, yes.
Yeah, man.
The worst of the Batman movies ever, yes.
Yeah, that one was not great.
Again, like a 30-year-old orphan Dick Grayson, yeah.
I know, I mean, yeah, wasn't he supposed to be 18 or something? But yeah, Chris O'Donnell looked...
Oh, well, that's what I said.
I don't think... Chris O'Donnell looks kind of old for his age.
Yeah, I mean, even back then, it's just like, in the movie before...
Look up when Chris O'Donnell was born.
Okay, in Batman Forever, he was like, it's like, oh, Bruce Wayne will take you in. I'm like, why? He's like 30. Why?
Okay, Chris O'Donnell was born in 1970. So, in 1997, June 26th. So yeah, Chris O'Donnell was like 26 or 27.
I was gonna say he was born in 1970. He's like 8 years older than me, and I know in 97 I was like 19. So yeah.
Yeah. So, which I mean, they do typically do that. I mean, you know, most of the shows, all the high school students that you watch in shows are like in their low 20s.
Oh yeah.
But Chris O'Donnell doesn't look young.
Yeah. I mean,
it's like you can get away with that a lot of people can get away with that.
Yeah.
But not Chris O'Donnell.
Yeah, at least get someone who looks like a teenager. I mean, look at Tom Holland who plays Spider-Man. I mean, he's supposed to be, what, like 15, 16? But, I mean, in real life, he's 21, I think, or something. But, yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, he is barely an adult. But...
Yeah. But I'm just saying.
He was born in 1996.
Yeah.
So I guess he's 20... today's Tom Holland's birthday.
Oh, wow. Happy birthday, Tom Holland.
June 1st, so he just turned 24 today.
Oh, nice. But yeah, I mean, he looks like a high school kid.
Yeah, he does. He has a baby face. Actually, the guy who plays Dick in the Titans...
Yes.
Brenton, he doesn't look like a teenager, but I do think he looks younger than he is.
Yeah, but I mean, you really don't
I think he's like 29 or 30. Yeah. He looks a little bit younger. He kind of has a baby.
Yeah,
face.
I mean, you don't need him to look too young either, because I mean, Dick was working as a cop, so it's
No, I know, but I think that he certainly looks. When you look at him, I mean, I think that like Dick and Hank are supposed to be very close in age.
Yes,
but the guy who plays Hank is number one older than that guy. But Hank, the character, also looks much older.
Yes, I'm just saying
him up a little, but he has kind of a baby face.
But I'm just saying, don't say, oh, you have to take this kid in. Meanwhile, he looks like he's 30.
Right, yeah. That's one thing they always get. Ugh.
I know. I mean, I think the movies have gotten better with that. Well, at least some movies have gotten better with that, but yeah.
Well, the thing they have to do is they have to find the right actor, but then they don't need... I mean, they're so obsessed with origin stories, but it's like we don't need every movie to be an origin story.
Well, yeah.
Like, we know. I mean, that was one of the things that, honestly, the Batman TV show kind of did right, was they just jumped in.
Yeah.
It was like, it's Batman and Robin. You know what's up. They fight crime. Boom. I mean, it's only like once in the whole series Batman mentions his parents.
Well, I think, isn't it like the first episode or something?
It's in the first episode, yeah. He's like, this is why I give back to the city.
Yeah.
He's talking to Commissioner Gordon as Bruce Wayne. He's like, because my parents were cruelly murdered. But, like, they never explain why Dick is his ward. It's just like, oh, yeah, and there's this random ward that I have. Like, they never mention. I mean, obviously, you can put it together. Dick must not have parents and be somebody else's ward. But they're never like, my youthful ward, his parents were also cruelly murdered, and that's why I took him in. They're just like, surely you know. And if you don't know, it's because you're a kid, and you can look at your parents and be like, Mommy and Daddy, why does that teenager live with Batman? And they'll be like, his parents are dead.
But I mean, he's just, he taking Dick in his aunt.
Right, yeah. I mean, that was weird, but.
Well,
another thing.
Again, that was the age. It was like, oh, we can't just have all these guys living in the house together,
I know, because it makes it stupid. I'm like, well, if Dick has an aunt, then why doesn't she take him in? Like, why do we need Bruce Wayne? It would have made slightly more sense, I think, if Aunt Harriet had been Bruce Wayne's aunt.
Maybe, yeah.
Because then...
But then there's the whole thing after his parents... Well, they really didn't go into that, but I was going to say after his parents were killed.
Well, but that would have worked, because at that point, I mean, this is the 60s. At that point in time, Bruce hadn't been raised by Alfred.
Or just throw out some kind of line where it's like Aunt Harriet and Dick were like, after his parents were killed, they were just like living in poverty or something, and Bruce Wayne took them in or something, something.
Yeah. It just was like, clearly they didn't think it through. They just threw some random woman in.
Oh, yeah. Again, they had to have a woman living in the house, yeah.
I mean, they kind of did the same thing in the comics when they had Alfred die. Then Aunt Harriet randomly shows up, and she's like, I'm your Aunt Harriet. And they're like, what?
Hey, what great timing.
Yeah, where were you, 5 years ago when Dick was first orphaned?
I've been kidnapped.
I feel like that's one of those things that people are more nitpicky about this kind of stuff now, because, it's like such an intense fan. It's become, more of like a narrower fan thing who read the comics, and we're like, that doesn't really make sense.
Well, I mean, people like have stuff explained in the shows back then. They're just like, yeah, it's thrown whatever. But and two, I think people some of us, I think it's better when they stick closer to the source material.
Right, but I'm saying even sometimes the comics, I mean, Aunt Harriet came from the comics, and they just were like, we're just going to throw this random woman in.
Yeah, but I'm trying to remember. Maybe here, I'll look this up, but I couldn't remember if Aunt Harriet, if they put her in the comics because she was on the TV show or vice versa.
Oh, I don't know, but I know in the comics the reason she appeared was because Alfred died.
Oh,
and she was like, I'm going to be your Alfred. Yes. Which makes sense because, Bruce Wayne apparently, he needs someone to cook for him or whatever. But it's just like, why is she suddenly Dick's aunt popping up? Like, where did you come from, lady?
Oh, okay. She did appear in the comics first because, yeah, she first appeared in Detective Comics 328 from June 1964.
Yeah.
So
that was when Alfred was off being the outsider.
Yeah, and the show started in 66, right? So, yeah. So,
well,
yeah.
Whatever. It's a nitpick. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, I know.
It would have made more sense for Aunt Harriet to be Bruce's aunt, and even to be Bruce's, like, great aunt or something. Like, she's not his mother or father's sister. She's, like, one of his grandparents' sister or something.
You know what might have made a little bit of sense if, like, she wasn't even related to them, but she was just, like... Even if she didn't live there, if she was just, like, almost like a Leslie Tompkins, but it's like, I have to come in periodically to check to make sure you're raising this boy. You know, like social... Almost like a social worker or something. Worker. Yeah.
Oh, man, maybe that would have been funny. Well, that's why I said if she was more like a great aunt instead of an aunt, like, it would make sense for her to be like, oh, I didn't really know you existed, and then I heard that you were, off living on your own.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, no, Aunt Harriet, you should come live with me.
Yeah, she was living in Europe or something, and I just found out your parents died years ago.
Although, who knows, maybe she's like Dick's great aunt or something, because she's kind of old, so she's clearly, whatevs. Neither here nor there.
But yeah, she made her final appearance as an ongoing character in Detective 380 from 1968, and her final appearance ever was in Batman Family number 4.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's when Dick and he takes his girlfriend. They go for Christmas. They meet up with the fam for Christmas.
The 1970
and Harriet's standing there where they're all singing carols.
The 1975 Christmas holidays. Yep.
Yeah, and then
that was her final appearance ever. Yes,
she's gone from existence.
Although it was the 70s, I mean, I know Denny O'Neil and he was retooling Batman and everything. So
yeah. Oh, so I saw. So you must have seen this probably on the. I saw you posted the DC Universe article that said you should binge Grayson. So did you also see the DC Universe article where they were like, we rank all the orphans that Bruce has taken in?
No, I don't think I saw that.
Oh, you didn't see that one? Oh, well, so Dick only ranked number 3.
What?
Well, Cassandra was number 2.
Okay.
And then, because these lists are like kind of a joke, the first one was this kid named Lance Bruner that Bruce adopts for a hot second in one Brave and the Bold. That's Batman versus Batman with the Teen Titans. And I have a copy of it. Lance Bruner is this total douchebag that basically his parents die and he's like willed to Bruce, and he's just like a total pain in the butt who's stealing Bruce's money and damaging Bruce's car, and Dick tries to cover for him, and then Lance figures out Lance is somehow involved with the oil company execs that are the enemies in it, and he goes to help them out, and he figures out that Bruce and Dick are Batman and Robin, or Bruce's Batman, and so he jumps in to save Batman, and he gets killed. He only lasts one issue. Then he dies, and then he's never talked about again.
Oh, jeez.
Never. Yeah, it was a funny article, and I was waiting for that kid to come up because I have that article I have that issue because it kind of cracks me up. Actually, it might be in the Bronze Age Robin omnibus too. I'd have to double check, but it was funny. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely kind of a jokey article because they always do this on the stuff on these comments. They're like, Tim is probably the best detective out of the Robins, which I would say by now he is. And they're like, and he's one of the top geniuses in DC. Okay, yeah. But then for Dick's positives, they were like, he's really hot. I was like, come on, he's more than just really hot.
He has a brain. Come on.
But, it's kind of supposed to be a joke. Because, they list Jason's, bad things that he does. Well, Tim's con, one of Tim's cons was his secret identity now is Drake, which is not really a good secret identity.
I did see that article. They're like, they're like, Tim Drake deserves a better identity than Drake.
Yeah, definitely. So, anyway, but it was funny. But that all just a roundabout way to say that happened to be one of the articles when I was looking through the feed. It was right next to the You Should Binge Grayson one. But that gets me to, I would put Dick as the first But I mean, they're just like ranking the orphan. I mean, they're just making up whatever they're. I mean, I don't know. What are they ranking them on? Coolest, most awesome? I mean, they didn't even really say. But I would say you need Dick, at least in one regard, to be like the number one orphan. Obviously, his chronologically, because I will always maintain Bruce would not have adopted any of the other kids if he did not adopt Dick. And it isn't just because obviously he has to adopt someone first. Yeah. I think it's important in the Batman mythos to make sense in a character way that the first kid he adopts is a kid who has a tragedy that very closely mirrors what happened to him. I think that's why, because that's really why he does it. And then once you've adopted that first one, then that kind of opens Bruce up more to adopting other ones. Like, yes, maybe Jason could have been the first if you went with Jason's original origin story, which was Jason 1.0, which was just a ripoff of Dick's origin story. But once you have Jason being, the kid who stole Batmobile tires kind of thing, like, that's not similar enough to Bruce's. I mean, Bruce has come across hundreds of kids like that. That I feel like if he hadn't already have adopted a kid, I don't know if that would have been enough.
Yeah.
That's my thought. So that's just why I mean, also, obviously, we're Dick Grayson fans, so he's always number one for us. Unless the list is like, who are the worst people, and then he's not number one, then he's the opposite.
How dare they?
No one's made a list like that. I'm just saying.
Oh, I know.
But that's always my thought, that Bruce's first adoption needed to be a kid whose experience very closely mirrored his own. Otherwise, I don't think he would have busted out of his shell.
All right.
So. All right, Phil, what's up next week?
Oh, next week we got Nightwing 13 through 15. Daddy comes to town.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Exciting.
And also annual number 1.
Oh.
The marriage.
One of those ill-fated weddings.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I did, speaking of, because Devin Grayson writes annual number 1. I did email her a few weeks back. I guess we're only going to get one bite at the apple. So she said to let her know when we're discussing Nightwing 93. So we might have her for 9, because she said she likes to discuss that one. So.
All right, I can see why.
It's very.
It was kind of a polarizing issue.
Controversial, yes. But yes, next week, Nightwing 13 through 15 and annual number 1. And then in 2 weeks, Flash plus Nightwing number 1 and Nightwing 19.
All right, awesome.
Oh, and then in 3 weeks, I know, so good. In 3 weeks, Nightwing Huntress miniseries, the 4-issue miniseries, and Nightwing 24. All right, so send your thoughts on all of that. And if you can't remember, hey, the lists are all over on our social media. So email us, capesandlunatics@gmail.com. Call the voicemail, 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And if you want to know where to find all of our social media, you can find it all on Linktree. That's linktr.ee/capesandlunatics. And go support our sponsors, Tweaked Audio, Hunt a Killer, the first volume of Pod Life, the book, now in digital and paperback. And while you're buying books, go pick up Dick Grayson, Boy Wonder. It's 5 years old, but just as important as it was 5 years ago. So, and when you're buying beer books and everything else, go use the link for Southgate Media Group for Amazon. It helps support this show, the network, and that other supervillain, Rob, Master Doom Southgate.
Go back and look at my history, and you will find out I am right so much more often than I'm wrong. Mark my words.
See, this is the weirdest part for me, because it's like every other egomaniac I podcast with has plugged. You're just like, no, I'm good. No. All right, so thank you, everyone, for joining us. I know we went quickly this time. It was a breakneck pace.
Rome.
And yes, we will be seeing Soames again. I don't think next week, but yes, we will see Soames again.
Of course, he's not dead yet.
Hopefully we entertained you and this wasn't a bad dream. Enough with the puns. But yeah, lots of good stuff coming up. But until then, join us next time. Same wing time.
Same wing channel.
Nightwing News. Keep flying, Grayson.